Hello everybody, how are you today? So today we are going to do a tree of life. It is a technique that I saw online that another artist did. Her name was Carol King. So that is where my inspiration came from. I am putting on my Glidden. I'll tell you the number in a minute when I can look, because it's written on the side of my bottle. Alrighty, this is Glidden GLE3000. Right out of the can. I'm gonna take and send this around real quick. Pop any bubbles there might be. We're gonna do a swipe first. We're all familiar with those if you've been watching the videos on my channel. Please check out the description. I've got my recipes in there. I've got a mixing video. I've got links to the items that I use, where you could get the Australian Floetrol and the pigments and such. Link to my little blow dryer that I use for my blooms. All kinds of good information in the description. And if you would like to be notified of when I put up other videos, please click the bell, the notification bell, and you'll be notified if you follow my channel. I'm working on getting towards 500 subscribers. That's where I would like to be by the end of the month. So please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed the painting, like and share it. Okie dokie. Good enough. We can touch it up later. So let me wipe that off. Got all kinds of gunk in the bottom of this. It's getting time to clean out my box here. Oh, and that's another thing. There is a video in the link to the video in the description that shows you how my box is set up too. So we are doing a tree of life. We have 4 colors. And what we're going to do first is the brilliant blue. So I'm just going to slightly stir this very gently so I don't introduce any bubbles. And then we're going to find the center. So these colors are going to be the background for the tree. I'm just laying them out kind of wide. I want this to be about 1 inch. Get a little bit up here. Because you do not want any white poking through. So be sure to give, we're going to make sure that our swipe covers everything. This is FolkArt Aqua Metallic paint. We're going to have kind of like a a sky blue background to this tree. You'll see what I mean. These colors are going to be the background of the sky, not the tree per se. The tree is going to be white when we drag it up through the swipe. You'll see. Okay. Now we're going to do this little Piggy Lagoon. It's very similar in color, but I want some shimmer to this. So that's what we're going to get with this color. I don't know. I'm looking. We might add a little bit of a darker. Yeah, we're going to. We're going to add the Peacock by Primary Elements. Get some darkness in here as a contrast. A little more. So this is about 1 inch in width. And then I'm going to add DecoArt Extreme Champagne Gold. Just to give it, oh, this one's a little thick. 1 second. So when your paints get too thick in their little container, you want to make yourself a condiment bottle of 3 parts Minwax polyacrylic or 3 parts Josonia varnish and 1 part water. This is just a little too thick still, so I'm going to add a little bit of water also. There we go. I've got to stir it good. 1 second. So whenever you add water to your paint, which you don't want to add too much because it breaks down the binders in the paint, but whenever you add water, you want to stir really well because it takes a little bit of time for that paint to incorporate that water. So you want to be sure you stir it really well. Okay, so this is the champagne. And ideally, you should check your paints the night before you're going to do it so that you can stir them up and get rid of those, let those air bubbles pop, because you're going to get some air bubbles when you stir it. I just had this brainstorm today, so I didn't do that. Okay, we're good. So that's it. 5 colors. Can you believe that I am only using 5 colors? That's like a miracle for me. Now, we're going to do a complete and total swipe with this. So I'm going to take and put some cell activator. I'm using black. Hold on, my little bottle is not open all the way. There we go. I'm going to put some black on a plate. I'm going to take one of these little paint cards. You can use playing cards. Now we do want to make sure that, and I just dip it in there on the card, we want to make sure that we cover everything. So we can come back in a little bit with another smaller piece of card. Look at how pretty is that. So you want to use very light touch here. But you do want to press hard enough so that you are getting through to the colors, because what you're doing is you're dragging the color across. So I do usually 4 swipes with a card. You can usually pull that off before the card starts to get wonky. I'm going to come over here now. And you'll know when your card is getting wonky, because mine is right now. So what I do is I take a pair of scissors and I cut off that softer part, because the card tends to soften. It tends to absorb the paint. So you're using a light touch, but you're also using enough to get in there and grab that paint. And I kind of like to try to overlap so that I'm just wiping the card on the side of my my bin here. So let me grab. Now I'm going to cut off some more, and I'm going to have a smaller card so that I can get the spots that I missed. So we're going to cut this in half one more time, like so. Okay. So now I'm just going to touch up the spaces. Bad swipe. It happens. Because you really don't want any spots. Well, we might spin this just a tad, just to get those edges. Now, over here, I'm not happy with how that worked. But, what can we do? Let's think. Hold on, I need another card. Oh, come on. There we go. Even if the color doesn't make it over here, we will at least get some darkness in there. All right, I can live with that. All right, I'm okay with that. Let me get rid of that. Wipe my hands. So I'm going to spin it just a little, just to get it to the edges. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to drag for our tree trunk. Okay, so I have a card about this size for the trunk. I have a card about this size for the branches. And I even cut one, I kind of indented the edges here a little bit to get the really thin branches. So I want my trunk to be right about here. And I'm going to kind of bring it out. Now the more you do here, you'll see the more white comes up. Okay. So there's our trunk. I'm going to get a paper towel here to wipe this on. Okay. I'm going to take my, where did my thinner card go? Seriously, I have lost it already. Where did it go? All right, let's cut another card. Here's a smaller card. I'm going to continue with that, kind of up this way. We'll kind of make two branches here. Okay. Now I might send one off this way. I'm kind of lifting as I go so it gets a little bit thinner. I think this is too wide. I don't like it that wide. I'm going to go to the smaller one. Well, here. You can kind of turn it sideways so you get a smaller branch. And you just kind of use your artistic eye to do what you want. So now I have to switch here. It did it again. The silicone mat grabs onto these cards and just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this just a tad. There we go. See, I have a kind of angle to it. Now, I don't like that. We're going to get us a gnarly old tree. It's looking good. So now we need to get us some little branches coming off of here. And here. This is a fun little technique. Okay. Oh, I like it. Okay, time to cut. Trim again. I feel like we need some up here. I love that up there. Very pretty. All right, it needs something coming out right here. So that's the lowest one there. Maybe we jazz this up a little bit. Pretty. I think we need something to break this up right here. Good. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. There you go. See? We're getting there. We got us a gnarly tree. I'm trying to remember who said that. Who said gnarly? Was it Austin Powers? I can't remember. Okay, I want to go back to a slightly thicker card. This is a lot of fun. You got to give it a try. Let me step away and look from a... Oh yeah, this looks nice from a distance. Just gonna fill in a little bit where we didn't have color. There we go. I do wish this side of the swipe had more blue come out in it, but you never know what you're going to get. So now, you really aren't supposed to spin, but I'm going to spin just a little. No harm done. So I'm going to take my little thing, my tool, just smooth out my edges. I may paint the edges black. I think that would be pretty. But they are very nice right now, so I can't complain. Perfect. All right. I think I'm done. I love this up here being, well, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe it just needs a few more swipes there because it's kind of very dark. Yes, it did. Need a little bit to break that up. And right here. I like it. There you go. What do you think? Something different. I'm always looking for something different because the same old thing just gets kind of boring. I'm going to take you down And I'm going to show you a close-up. That tree trunk just looks so natural. Look, there's a knot. There's another knot down there. And it just looks so pretty. There we go. I got the flash on now. So there we have it. Isn't that nice? The Tree of Life. And I am very into genealogy and family history. I actually created this wooden tree with cutouts to put my family's pictures in. And actually, I'm going to take you and show you. Hold on a second. Here we go. We're moving in here. Of course, the light isn't on, but there it is. This is what I created. It's 2 pieces of 1/4 or 1/8 inch plywood. And I cut out the holes and painted the trees, and those are all my ancestors. My husband and I are down in the bottom, and then it goes up from there. So yeah, I'm into trees. I'm definitely into trees. Family trees. So there you go. I think this one is an 8x10. I definitely think I'm going to do a great big one in this color scheme, because I love the teals, and I think this is going to be pretty on my living room wall. So please, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, drop any questions in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. All right, thank you everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. I do. Okay, bye-bye.